The boy was beaten black and blue. But the girl forced to watch was freaking out. Because she, who transmigrated from a novel, knew better than anyone that he was faking it all. He clearly had immense power. But this fifth male lead just loved to act weak when others bullied him, just so he could enjoy the counterattack even more. When she was reading the novel, the fifth male lead's crazy side was totally Bailey's guilty pleasure. But now that she was sent into the book, facing this twisted guy, Bailey just wanted to die on the spot. Worse, she transmigrated right into a bullying scene, becoming the forced spectator, the villainess. While she was still stuck in shock loading, the girl next to her suddenly laughed and stared at her. "Lester, I have a great idea. These two have never met. Let's make them kiss directly. How about that?" As the girl finished speaking, the room erupted in noisy laughter. The lead boy, Lester, smirked too, nodding in approval. "Daisy, your little idea is fun." So Bailey was pushed in front of the boy. When she saw the black-haired boy, her heart nearly jumped out of her throat. He was the strongest villain in the original book, the fifth male lead with the worst ending, and the demon of Thorn Prison. Ashuro, someone behind Bailey, kicked her hard in the calf, making her fall to her knees. Then she heard Daisy's excited clapping behind her. "Lester, quick, make them kiss." Then her arms were tightly held by two people, and someone behind was pushing her head forward. The boy in front of Bailey was in the same situation, but no one noticed that after the boy was pinned down, the corner of his mouth seemed to curl up slightly, silently showing how pleased he was. Bailey saw it, and it made her tremble. Looking at the girl who was way too quiet on the ground, Daisy covered her mouth and chuckled, then bent down to whisper in her ear, "Little bug, why are you so quiet? Are you secretly looking forward to kissing a stranger?" Bailey was even more shocked. The body she transmigrated into was Bartholomew, the real spoiled and vicious female villain in the book. As the lost daughter of the Constance family, the original Bartholomew absolutely hated the heroine, Susanna. She not only liked to treat her like a maid, but was also jealous of everything she had. In the end, the original owner was locked in a small golden cage, surrounded by black roses. After just one night of sleep, thorny vines crept into the cage. Bartholomew was tortured to death by those thorny vines, and the one who tortured the original owner in the book was the black-haired boy in front of her, Ashura. Before she could recover from the shock, the force behind her head grew stronger. She was forced closer to the boy, who looked like he was struggling. His body was tense, every part of him showing refusal. But Bailey knew it was all an act, that he was faking it all. Knowing how that crazy fifth male lead acts, he definitely faked resistance while watching to see how much the girl hated him. Of course Bailey didn't hate him. How could she dare hate that crazy demon? She couldn't show even a hint of disgust. She had to make him see that she was different from the idiots around her. Then, with everyone holding her down, Bailey kissed the boy's pale, cold, but soft lips. His Adam's apple moved. A tiny bead of water trembled and fell from his eyelashes. There was silence for 2 seconds. Then came a burst of jeering laughter. Bailey fell to the ground. She looked up at the black-haired boy in front of her. Knowing the fifth male lead's white-cut black personality, he should be dropping the act right now, smiling as he killed all the idiots who'd been bullying him. But the counterattack Bailey both feared and hoped for didn't happen. The black-haired boy, still tied up, stayed on his knees. He tilted his head slightly, with a slightly confused look on his face. Suddenly, a whistle blew. "Who are you? Why are you here?" In an instant, the group's faces changed. They all rushed out of the small prison cell. "Patrol officer." Bailey caught those words. She moved, hesitating whether to follow them out of the cell. Suddenly, someone pulled her behind them. "Get under the bed, don't make a sound." Hearing that, Bailey hesitated for a moment. But the next second, she ducked down and crawled under the bed. Footsteps approached. Then a beam of light fell inside, shining on the black-haired boy on the floor. He was kneeling stiffly on the cold ground, his hair and shirt soaked in dripping water. Clearly, he was in bad shape. But the guards didn't care. They just shined a light into the cell. And after making sure no one else was inside, they turned and left. The footsteps faded away. Bailey crawled out from under the bed. She felt her way to the iron door and pushed it. Locked. A few moments passed after she spoke. But the boy still didn't react in the dark. Sensing something was off, she moved over to him by memory. She found him still on his knees, his body starting to shake uncontrollably. Bailey was confused. Was this an act too? Are you okay? The boy kept repeating the word cold, mixed with a few words she didn't understand. He seemed barely conscious. Realizing something was wrong, Bailey quickly felt his forehead. He had a fever. Was the biggest villain in the whole book going to freeze to death tonight? She knew this was bad. She turned and groped her way toward the iron bed, and only found a thin, ragged blanket. Then she heard a thud behind her. The villain collapsing. Bailey's eye twitched. She grabbed the blanket and felt her way back to him, propping him up. Then carefully patted his cheek. Stay awake, don't fall asleep. If you fall asleep, you won't wake up. Bailey scared him a little. While taking off his soaked clothes, she wrapped him in the thin, ragged blanket. Then she reached down and felt his pants. Before she could do anything else, the unconscious boy suddenly came to and started struggling to protect his pants. No way. Bailey was speechless. So the villain really was sick. But he was also testing her. She quickly pulled her hands back and reassured him. Don't worry. I'm not taking off your pants. Then she tightened the ragged blanket around him, helped him over to the bed, and gestured for him to lie down. Even being careful about his sensitivity, not wanting to trigger his yander side. She promised, don't worry. I definitely won't take off your pants. After settling him in, Bailey touched his palm and found it was still ice cold. With no other choice, she climbed onto the metal bed too and pulled him into her arms. I don't mean any harm. I just don't want you to freeze. Why you saved me, is there anything I can do for you? A stammering voice came from her arms. Bailey was startled. Even though the villain was mostly acting and testing her, she didn't want to miss this chance to repay him. With that thought, she smiled and said, actually, there is one thing, I don't have any friends. If you don't have any friends either, then can I ask you to be my friend? The kind you can share secrets with. Hearing this, the boy was silent for a long time. Finally, he nodded, okay. Meanwhile, Daisy took a nice hot bath, then wrapped herself in a robe and lay down on the soft bed. Little bug, she called out of habit, only to remember that in the chaos of that exciting adventure, it had run off. So she had to grab a bottle of rose oil herself, rub it into her hair, and then snuggle into the covers. She didn't notice, in the corner beyond the candlelight, a dark figure blending into the shadows, revealing a pair of blood-red eyes. Bailey slept for a while. When she opened her eyes again, it was still pitch black all around. She stretched her stiff arm, wondering why her hair now smelled like rose oil when footsteps sounded outside the door, growing closer. A guard again? Bailey froze for a second, then scrambled forward, trying to hide under the bed again. But as she crawled, her lips bumped into a soft wall. The wall of flesh let out a muffled grunt, and a faint breath brushed her face. Bailey tensed up, then quickly pulled back, forgetting all about the guard. Light streamed in through the small window in the iron door. In that light, Bailey saw Ashura's unfocused, strange and beautiful red slit pupils. Someone tapped on the iron door. Then something was thrown through the small window in the door. The person outside didn't plan to stick around and hurried off after tossing it in. The cell went dark again. The boy's eyes couldn't show emotion, but he tilted his head, clearly a bit confused. On the other side, Bailey was also totally bewildered. If she wasn't mistaken, they'd just kissed again. Realizing that, she coughed awkwardly, trying to change the subject. So, what did that person throw in? Food, the boy answered softly, his voice still a little dazed, like his mind was still stuck on that accidental kiss. Bailey nodded, just as she was about to ask what kind of food. A warm breath suddenly brushed her ear. Do you want some? Not expecting him to lean in so suddenly, Bailey jumped, and her ear felt really ticklish. It was a bit uncomfortable, but she still whispered back, let's eat some. The warm breath faded, and then the boy's voice came from the darkness. It's bread. A moment later, the bread was in Bailey's hands. She squeezed it and found that this bread was as hard as a rock, and it smelled stale. Bailey could hardly believe it. Is this what you usually eat? Other than this bread, is there nothing else to eat? In the darkness, the boy thought for a while before answering. If I'm lucky, there's an apple at night. Bailey was speechless. Living conditions this harsh. If it were her, she'd go crazy too. What about you? Aren't you eating? You eat it. The boy didn't seem to care. If you want food, I'll give you the bread and apple. Every day. All of it to her? Bailey was stunned. Why? Why, the boy let out a low chuckle. Because we're friends, asterisk cough. I won't let a friend die. Because they have no food. Hearing that, Bailey was a bit dazed. She frowned slightly, wondering how much of what the villain, male lead 5, was saying was just an act. Though it was hard to tell if the boy was lying. Being locked up every day in a dark, tiny prison cell, eating moldy bread. That was real. According to the book's story, male lead 5 Ashura was accidentally brought back from Thorn Prison by the female lead, Susanna, since Ashura was just male lead 5. And the female lead, Susanna, had for other male leads to develop relationships with. After Susanna brought Ashura back to the palace, she rarely visited him. And the boy's heart, through being ignored time and again, was hurt over and over, till the very end of the story. The boy stopped hiding the darkness inside him. He showed his twisted side to Susanna. So in the end, all that awaited him was a cruel death by fire. Thinking about how the boy beside her grew up eating stale bread and living a life without sunlight, only to be burned at the stake when he grew up, Bailey felt a pang of sadness. That same frustration she felt when she first read the novel came rushing back. It was that feeling of confusion and helplessness when everyone in the story heads toward a happy ending, but her favorite character walks toward death. Amid scorn and regret, thinking about it, she clenched her fists. No one was going to burn male lead 5 on her watch. She was determined to save this villain. So she nodded. Yes, we're friends. So I won't let you go hungry either. We can share this bread. As she spoke, she put some force into her hands, trying to break the bread in two. But a Russian loaf is a Russian loaf. No matter how hard Bailey tried, it stayed perfectly intact. That was a little awkward. So she handed the bread to the boy. I can't break it. Maybe you can try? I'm not hungry. You don't have to share it with me. No. Bailey put the bread back in his hands. You're not hungry now. But you will be later. Actually, I already ate a lot. The boy let out a quiet laugh, his tone sounding a little helpless. Bailey didn't understand what the boy meant by being full. She thought he was just being polite again. She was thinking she had to make him eat something, or he'd pass out from hunger. But the boy had already torn off a piece of bread and held it to her lips. I can feed you. The smell of bread filled the air. Bailey paused. She instinctively ate the bread he offered. The bread still had a faint sour taste, but it wasn't bad. Maybe because Bartholomew hadn't eaten much in days. So even though the bread was, her body didn't reject it at all. The boy waited patiently as she chewed. After hearing her swallow, he tore off another piece and held it to her lips. When he noticed her chewing and swallowing slowing down, he'd kindly ask, "Do you want more?" His tone was light, and even sounded oddly happy. From feeding her, it made Bailey feel like she was being taken care of by him. Combined with what he'd said earlier, she even suspected that this villain number 5 might have once kept some small animal in this cell that starved to death because he forgot to feed it. With her hunger taken care of, Bailey started thinking. She didn't know where the story was at. But one thing was for sure. The villain beside her hadn't met the heroine yet. Since she wanted to save him, why not take him away before the heroine met him? Keep him by her side. With that in mind, she tested the waters. If I ever leave Thorn Prison, will you come with me? Leave? The boy's confused voice came from beside her. Why leave? After we leave, where do we go? Come with me. I have an estate. I'll take you to eat food better than just bread and apples. Other, tastier food. Sleep in a much softer bed. After she said that, she waited eagerly for the boy's reply. But the dark, cramped prison cell remained silent for a long time. Could it be that this villain number 5 didn't want to leave? Bailey frowned in confusion. Why aren't you saying anything? After a moment, the boy finally spoke softly. Why leave? Did leaving Thorn Prison even need a reason? Just the smell of that stale bread alone was enough for Bailey to not want to stay another day. But dealing with the sensitive villain number 5, she patiently took the boy's hand. What do you feel? The boy answered in a confused tone. Warmth. Do you like that warmth? The boy nodded, still confused. MMHMM. Bailey smiled. She guided the conversation step by step. After you leave, you can sleep in a warm bed like that every day. compared to this broken iron bed under you. For that warm bed. Don't you want to come with me? In the darkness, the boy answered softly. I still don't understand. They said I belong here. Bailey was getting a bit dizzy. She seriously suspected this villain guy was still playing her, trying to get the answer he wanted. Thinking it over, she replied, because we're friends. I won't leave a friend in prison. I want you to come with me. Is that okay? If that's what you want. As he spoke, the iron bed creaked. Then warm breath brushed against Bailey's ear. The boy whispered in her ear, mixing into unfamiliar words, and said, I agree. Okay, so this villain was totally playing her just now, right? Bailey forced a smile. Got it, she said with a strained laugh. You can't back out. Meanwhile, on the other side, a major walked into the warden's office. Warden. This is an urgent decree from the capital. Seeing the golden feather letter, the warden dropped everything, opened the envelope respectfully and read it. After reading, the warden told the officer beside him, the Thorn Games will be held early this year. Go pick 30 people right now. The carriage from the capital will be at the square soon. Yes, sir. The officer accepted the order, then hesitated and asked, Warden, what about the dead nobles? Dead nobles? The major exclaimed. Yes, Major. Several new nobles last night died in their cells. The warden explained helplessly. These nobles are delicate. Occasionally a few can't handle the harsh prison conditions and die. But last night, those ones had their hearts ripped out. If this news gets to their families, it'll cause a big mess. Keep it quiet for now. He was the demon child imprisoned since birth. Living alone in prison was supposed to be his fate. But a girl broke into his heart, giving him hope to live. Yet the first thing he did to repay her was take her to the arena. Inside the carriage, Bailey woke up in a daze. She looked confused. Her mind was still in the prison room, gently guiding the young villain, planning to escape Thorn Prison together. How she ended up here after that, with a black bag over her head and heavy chains on her limbs, she had no memory of. She struggled to move, rubbing her head against the wall behind her, and managed to slip the black cloth off. Once she could see, she realized she was in a moving carriage. There were dozens of others inside, also blindfolded and bound with heavy chains. Her throat tightened. Her heart raced. She started looking for Ashura in the crowd. Soon she spotted the young villain. Ashura, Ashura, wake up. The boy, squeezed into a corner, heard her voice and looked in her direction. From under the black bag, he mumbled some words she didn't understand. Meanwhile, others in the carriage were also waking up, struggling uneasily. The clanking of chains filled the air. Some people even started crying softly. The atmosphere instantly became tense. Suddenly, the carriage lurched forward. The carriage door was opened from the outside. Then everyone inside was forced out. An armored man herded the people toward the building. Once inside, a man stepped forward, staring at them coldly. All 30 of you will take part in the Thorn Game hosted by His Majesty the King. As participants, you're entitled to all the resources in this room. Now I'll call roll. Step forward when your name is called. With that, he unrolled the parchment in his hand and read from it. The moment Bailey heard the words Thorn Game, her mind went blank. The Thorn Game. Wasn't that just locking a bunch of people together and making them fight each other until only one was left? This brutal survival game was popular with the king and the old school nobles, while young nobles strongly opposed it. And the heroine, Susanna, was also against it. Which was why she got to know the 4 male leads excluding male lead 5 and started developing romantic storylines with them. The room was tense and oppressive. As names were read out one by one, people in the crowd were freed from their hand and foot chains. They moved cautiously around the room. Valenti, the man read, seeing no one step forward. The man on the steps. He raised his voice and repeated it again, till, getting impatient, the boy next to Bailey finally stepped forward. The man glanced at him, then looked back at the parchment. Bailey was totally confused. Valenti would. She never remembered the 5th villain in the book, Ashura, having a name like that. While Bailey was still trying to recall the book details, the man on the steps repeated, his voice showing impatience. Olive. Suddenly, Bailey felt an invisible force gently push her lower back. She stumbled forward a step without meaning to. The man looked up from the parchment again, his eyes fixed on her. You're Olive? Before Bailey could answer, the boy beside her spoke up. Yes. Yes, she's Olive. Finally understood. No wonder she blinked and fell asleep. And woke up here from Thorn Prison. So this villain was behind it all. But the man ignored the boy. His cold eyes locked on Bailey. He asked again. You're Olive? Bailey sighed to herself. Yes, I'm Olive. Hearing this, the boy's face showed a tiny, quick smile. After her chains were unlocked, Bailey walked over to the boy. Looking at him with confusion, she was thinking about how to ask him. The blind boy lifted his head. Is there something flying up there? Bailey followed his gaze upward. A few round white orbs floated in the air. They slowly turned, revealing something like pupils, as if silently watching everything below. Bailey stared at them for a while, then said, They look like eyeballs. Eyeballs, the boy smirked slightly. After saying a word Bailey didn't understand, he added, I thought they were bats. Meanwhile, a grand banquet was being held in the palace's great hall. Nobles in elegant gowns gathered in the venue. They held wine glasses, sipping aged grape wine. Their eyes were all fixed on a huge magical screen, floating in the center of the hall. It was showing a scene inside a castle room. The crowd, now unchained, rushed to the dining table. They grabbed meat with their hands and stuffed it into their mouths. Some even shoved each other to fight over the same food. Oh, how crude the commoners are, someone chuckled. Their tone was full of undisguised contempt. His Majesty the King hasn't arrived yet. Word is the prince refused to attend the banquet. He's arguing with His Majesty right now. The prince is so immature. When everyone brought here had their chains removed, the armored men were about to leave. Seeing them go, someone asked, Sir, when does the game you mentioned start? And what are the rules? The moment you set foot on this land, the Thorn game has already begun, the man said. As he walked out the door, the rules are simple. Only one of you will leave this house alive. As his words faded, the heavy arched door slowly closed. The room fell into dead silence. 30 people in the room stared at each other. Their eyes went from satisfied to wary. The people at the table gripped their knives and forks tight. The silence was broken by a stammering voice. Why is no one talking anymore? Everyone in the room turned to look at Bailey. Bailey's hair stood on end from fear. She instinctively grabbed the boy's hand, trying to stay calm on the surface. Because in moments like this, if someone shows weakness, that person will definitely become. The first dish served on the table. Why your palm is sweaty. As if unaware of the tension in the air, the boy's weak voice carried an out-of-place smile. Bailey wanted to die on the spot. She wasn't sure if the fifth male villain was really clueless because he couldn't see, or just faking it. But the latter seemed way more likely. Now, no one in the room had moved, but they had clearly split into 3 groups. The first group was around the table, their neatly arranged knives and forks, ready to become weapons. The second group was near the shelves of clothes, jewelry, and perfume. Those items weren't dangerous, but the antique weapons on the wall by the shelves could be grabbed and used. The third group was Bailey and Ashura, standing in a corner with nothing to do with either side. And among all these people, Ashura stood out even more. Her weak voice and halting speech, along with her blindness, all highlighted her vulnerability. She quickly became the target. Of course, Bailey, who seemed friendly with the girl, couldn't escape either. Watching the people at the table start whispering, their exchanged glances practically screamed, Why don't we take out the blind girl? And the girl next to her first? That goal was written all over their faces. Sensing they were about to be the first course, Bailey gripped Ashura's hand tightly, shooting a cold glare at the group, while lowering her voice to say, according to the rule, that only one person can leave alive. They probably want to deal with you and me first, so we're in serious danger right now. So, villain, as the biggest boss in the original book, can you switch to your dark form and take them out before they take us out? Bailey screamed in her head. Hearing this, the boy finally looked like he understood, and his first reaction was to step back and hide behind Bailey. Will you leave me, friend? Looks like he's not going to fight. Realizing this, Bailey sighed inwardly, her eyes glancing at the spiral staircase beside them. She made up her mind and whispered, We'll go up the stairs to the second floor, find a room to hide in and make them change their target. The boy behind her said, Oh, okay. I'll count down from 3, 2, 1 and run. And I'll pull you to the right, so you don't trip on the steps. When I say 1, lift your left foot. And when I say 2, lift your right foot. The boy behind her seemed to let out a soft laugh. Then he said to words Bailey couldn't understand. Bailey made a silent vow. Once she got back on track with the real heiress's big comeback, she'd use every resource to figure out this fifth villain guy and what all his mumbling and hidden messages really meant. But that was for later. Watching the restless figures at the dinner table, she whispered, "Here we go, 3, 2, 1, run." As soon as she said it, Bailey grabbed the boy and ran toward the stairs, watching the two run up to the second floor. A slightly tall man at the table gripped his knife and fork and stood up. A fierce look flashed in his eyes. "Grab them both, now." A dozen people got up at once. They swarmed forward, clattering up the spiral staircase. Bailey held Ashura's hand tightly. Surprisingly smoothly, she led him quickly upstairs. They ducked into a random room to hide. A few bookshelves stood against the wall. It was clearly a study. "Quick, help me move this bookshelf," Bailey said urgently to Ashura. They both tried to push the shelf together, but the shelf full of books was way heavier than expected. Just then, loud banging came from outside the door. Then, the door was slammed open. A dozen people with knives swung at the girl closest to them. Bailey's eyes went wide. Her green pupils shrank fast. "It's over. I'm dead." Along with that thought, the person beside her let out a strange, complicated whisper, smoothly and quickly. Then the people rushing into the room were pushed out by an invisible, powerful force. They slammed hard into the wall, making a dull thud. The door banged shut. Bailey felt like she barely used any strength before she pushed the bookshelf to block the door. "Damn it, what's wrong with you? Can't even hold a knife? You stabbed me in the stomach." A voice rang out, pained and angry. "This person isn't breathing anymore." Another voice was full of panic. The wailing outside the door rose and fell. But inside the room, it was dead silent. Outside the window, gray clouds hung low. Bailey's heart was pounding fast, like it might jump out of her chest any second. It was obvious the fifth villain guy had just acted. She quietly looked up at the boy beside her. Then Bailey was shocked to see that the boy had suddenly grown a lot taller. At first, she could look straight at his face. Now she had to look up. And under his messy black hair, his once smooth forehead had grown curved black horns, with sharp edges and hooks. The horns looked exactly like the ones on the demon, standing in the fiery lava. In the painting of the battle between angels and demons on the wall, and he himself didn't seem to notice yet. In the palace of the capital, the king smiled warmly, looking like a kind father at the black-haired, purple-eyed boy beside him. "No matter how much you young people oppose organizing this event, you can't ignore that it's a way to make all the nobles willingly and happily fork over their gold. It's way easier than holding endless meetings. By hosting a killing game, you get them to bet and pay up." The black-haired, purple-eyed boy said with a cold, sharp sneer. "Father clearly has a talent for running a casino. No wonder the capital is flooded with underground gambling dens. You must have had a hand in that too." The king wasn't angry. He just smiled and said, "All it takes is one game, and the villages destroyed by monsters on the border will have funds for rebuilding. My dear son, do you have a better idea than this?" The boy snorted. "Cut a leg off your throne, and that would solve it too." The king shook his head with a laugh, about to say something, when he was interrupted by a sudden gasp from below. "Oh my God! Is that a half-breed? Doesn't look like it. But isn't the tradition of the Thorn game to only let commoners participate, not half-breeds?" The king's gaze shifted to the magical screen. Suddenly, his eyes went wide, because he spotted someone who should have been locked up in prison, not appearing in the game. The king's face instantly darkened. He pointed at the magical screen. "Gather the knights and the cardinal. Head to the castle immediately. Arrest that boy." In the study of Thorn Castle, a glowing orb shaped like an eye appeared silently, floated above the study, silently watching everything below. In that tense atmosphere, the boy with growing ram horns suddenly turned his head toward Bailey. He flashed a creepy smile. Bailey froze for a second before she could react. The boy lunged forward. He grabbed her neck and yanked her close. Their faces were almost touching. In his golden eyes, she saw her own panicked reflection. "Aya Shara," she choked out. "Can't breathe." She forced the words out. Let me go." Thick blood dripped from the boy's lips. A faint black mist rose around him. He leaned in close to her ear. After muttering a few strange words, he lowered his voice, "Little butterfly. Game over." The next second, a sickening crack echoed from his pale fingers. Her body crumpled like a rag doll. All life drained from her instantly. Then the boy walked to the study window. He looked down at the armored knights and the cardinal below. The castle's arched door suddenly swung open. The civilians, still locked in their bloody brawl, froze for a moment. They instinctively fled toward the exit. But the next second, a flood of silver shields poured into the castle, brutally shoving them aside. Meanwhile, the boys slowly descended the stairs. As they faced each other, the fight was about to begin. The boy's pale fingertips hardened into sharp claws, stained an ominous black, and his strength far exceeded a normal person's. Each of his attacks carried a destructive, corrosive force, making it hard for the knights to get close. Seeing this, the three cardinals quickly spread out, standing at 3 points around the boy. They began chanting an ancient exorcism spell, their voices echoing through the tense air, forming 3 pillars of holy light. Instantly, they suppressed the demonic power boiling inside the boy. The boy let out an eerie growl that didn't match his appearance. The next second, the dishes, food, and decorations in the room, even the burning logs in the fireplace, began floating uncontrollably. The room echoed with the clang of metal and the sound of chanting spells. The battle grew more intense. The captain of the heavily armored knights, holding a large shield, shouted, "Form up! Protect the cardinals!" As soon as she said it, the knights surrounded the 3 cardinals. A blinding light enveloped Asherah. His body was forced to the ground by an irresistible power. Finally, the boy was trapped in a silver cage. Every bar was engraved with ancient runes to bind demons, giving off a piercing light. The dust settled. The castle fell silent once more. The cardinals gathered around the silver cage, watching warily as the boy, who had transformed back into his thin human form, was trapped inside. In the royal palace hall, all the nobles witnessed this scene, their faces showing shock. No one spoke the entire time. Everyone watched very intently. Just then, someone pointed at a scene on the magic screen and shouted, "Oh my God! Look at that! She's Bartholomew. She's my daughter." Instantly, everyone's eyes locked onto that image. In the study, the girl who had been dead began to turn transparent and finally became a butterfly with blue-green wings. Her consciousness screamed and struggled in the nightmare's dark currents. Bailey tried hard to open her eyes and found herself in a strange place. Suddenly, a gentle voice reached her ears. "You're awake, Miss Bartholomew." Bailey moved her eyes and saw a handsome man in a white robe. She moved her dry throat, wanting to speak, but it felt like her throat was stuck shut, and no sound came out. "Don't talk," the man said gently. "Your body is still very weak. You need to rest for a while." As he spoke, he leaned down, gently lifted the bandage on her neck, and carefully checked the wound. "Miss Bartholomew's injury will heal after some treatment. No need to worry." Just then, someone took her hand. Bailey snapped back to reality, turned her head, and saw a kind middle-aged woman sitting by the bed, her palm warm, her eyes full of concern. Next to her stood a man with a stern expression. Seeing Bailey staring blankly at the doctor, he started to explain. "You went through a lot of pain in the Thorn game, but we brought in Dr. Cassius. He's an expert in healing." Dr. Cassius. Bailey was a little surprised. Wasn't this Doctor the vampire male lead number 2 from the original story? Unlike Asherah, who hides his bloodthirsty violence under a harmless exterior, this vampire male lead 2 was not only gentle on the outside, but his heart was just as kind. He often went to the poor districts to treat the powerless and penniless for free. Plus, he only drank animal blood. While Bailey was still recalling the original story, Cassius finished his checkup, rewrapped the bandage around her neck, then smiled and invited the Duke and Duchess outside. Once everyone was gone, Bailey let her mind go blank. She thought back over every detail of the past few days with Asherah. She was sure nothing she'd said or done had crossed any of his lines to make him suddenly try to kill her. Bailey was angry. The more she thought about it, the angrier she got. She closed her eyes, feeling totally defeated. Right now, she just wanted to get out of this awful place and go back to her own world. As for the villain male lead number 5, whoever wants to save him can go ahead. As she was sulking, she heard footsteps. Duke and Duchess Constantine came back into the room. Bailey glanced past them, but said nothing. An awkward silence filled the air. Bailey noticed. She struggled with how to talk to them. Meanwhile, as their biological daughter who'd been missing for years, the Duke and Duchess wanted to get close to Bartholomew. but were afraid of overwhelming her. The Duchess spoke first. She asked softly, "Bartholomew, dear, are you feeling better?" Bailey opened her mouth to answer, but the sore muscles around her throat kept her from speaking. She frowned slightly, then nodded to show she was okay. The Duchess noticed her expression and said guiltily, "It's my fault. I forgot your neck is still hurt." Bailey shook her head. The silence returned. The Duke, standing nearby, looked at her and changed the subject. "Susanna is your sister. She's usually a handful, but today she got scared and hid from you. She might need some time to accept having a sudden big sister." Bailey thought to herself. After all, Susanna is an adopted daughter, while Bartholomew is the true blood of the Constantine family. So in the original story, after the real daughter returned to the Constantine family, Susanna's life got worse and worse. Not only did her sister dislike her, but even the servants, who used to take care of her, treated her coldly. Eventually, Susanna became Bartholomew's maid, one who had to be on call, and got whipped if she was late. To avoid ending up as the villainess, Bailey certainly wouldn't do that. She shook her head gently. Just then, a servant kindly brought over parchment and a quill. She took them and wrote a shaky line, "Don't worry about it. I don't want to cause you any trouble." When the Duke and Duchess saw that, their guilt nearly broke through their rational defenses. Looking at the girl's thin face, the Duchess couldn't hold back her tears. The Duke held his wife's hand tightly, his voice choked with emotion. "Bartholomew, you will never be a burden. You are our daughter." Watching these two unfamiliar parents hug and cry, Bailey felt helpless, with no idea what to do. Suddenly, the sound of glass breaking came from outside. It startled the three people inside. They seemed to hear fading footsteps and crying. "Arnold, what happened?" With some hesitation, the butler Arnold's voice came from outside. "It's the second young lady." The Duke and Duchess exchanged an awkward glance. They seemed torn between staying with Bartholomew or going to comfort the crying Susanna. On the other hand, Bailey was kind of relieved by Susanna's commotion, because the intense affection the Duke and Duchess showed was something she, having grown up in an orphanage, had no idea how to handle. So she seized the moment and quickly scribbled on the paper, "Sorry, I'd like to sleep a bit more." "Oh, of course, dear. If you need anything, just tell the servants what you need." The Duchess leaned down and gently kissed her forehead. Then she called in a few maids, gave them careful instructions, and left with the Duke. The maids, taking care of Barry, not knowing her temper yet, were especially respectful to her, except for changing her bandages and meals. Most of the time, Barry stayed alone in her room. Between sleeping and waking, she lost track of how many days passed. During this time, Barry still hadn't seen Susanna, the heroine from the book. She didn't ask, but the maids volunteered to tell her. "Miss Susanna has already left early for St. Island Academy. St. Island Academy is a great place. They say you get heavenly treatment there." "Miss Susanna is so lucky," another maid muttered quietly. That spot was supposed to be Miss Bartholomew's. St. Island Academy rang a bell for Barry. In the original book, the fantasy world had over a dozen countries, big and small. St. Island Academy was built on an island that didn't belong to any country. It accepted talented kids from all nations, teaching them magic, swordsmanship, and etiquette. Of course, only nobles. But even among nobles, each family could only send one child to St. Island Academy. These maids were clearly fascinated by the legendary academy. Suddenly, a maid noticed a blonde, blue-eyed man standing at the door. Recognizing him, she quickly greeted, "Oh, good afternoon, Dr. Cassius." "Good afternoon," Cassius replied with a smile. After all the maids left, with words like teleportation magic on the cover, he took out his tools and began checking Bailey's wounds. After the checkup, Bailey looked at Cassius, her eyes hinting with a trace of anticipation. Cassius clearly understood her. He smiled slightly, pulled a parchment book from his case. The cover had words like teleportation magic on it. "Hope this has what you're looking for," he said, handing the book over. Bailey definitely wanted to leave. Sure, this world was bizarre and full of strange magic, but after a few days of thinking, she still preferred her original world. Because here, she was a villainess who could get her neck snapped at any moment with a pretty grim fate. As for how to get back to her world, Bailey was hoping some kind of magic could do it. And compared to the friendly Duke and Duchess, she trusted Dr. Cassius more. That's because she'd read the original book and knew that Cassius, when it came to his patient's requests, as long as they were reasonable, this gentle vampire wouldn't say no. Looking at the book in front of her, Bailey's eyes lit up. She took it and started flipping through it. But soon, her brow furrowed slightly, and the light in her eyes faded. Looks like there's nothing you want in there. Don't lose heart, Miss Bartholomew. Cassius gently patted her shoulder and said, next time, I'll look for other ones. Bailey looked up and forced a smile, barely managing a grin. She wrote on the paper, thank you, Dr. Cassius. The healing session was probably over. Dr. Cassius removed the healing magic from the room. As for why she still couldn't speak, he frowned, puzzled. I think there might be other magical factors involved. Because your injuries have fully healed. His furrowed brow soon relaxed, and he gave a reassuring smile. Don't worry. We'll find a way. A few days later, Bailey was walking off dinner in the garden when some maid suddenly took her to change clothes. Only when she was led with Duke Constance into the carriage did Bailey realize they were heading to the royal palace. The king, for some reason, wanted to see her. Passing through huge white marble columns, she entered the palace gates. Bailey met the legendary king. So you're the lost child of the Constance family. Come closer. Let me have a look. As soon as he spoke, Bailey was led by guards to the foot of the throne steps. She calmly looked up and met the king's eyes, but suddenly felt nervous, as if sensing hostility. Bailey tensed up, puzzled, and lowered her head. Your Majesty, Duke Constance stepped forward and explained. Bartholomew was injured and still can't speak. Please forgive him, Your Majesty. The king nodded. I've heard about your daughter's injury, but don't worry too much. The healers at Holy Island Academy will help her recover. Holy Island Academy? Before Bailey could wonder, Duke Constance spoke first. Your Majesty, the Constance family's spot at Holy Island Academy has already been used. Of course. Don't misunderstand. Bartholomew isn't going there to enroll. She's going for purification. The king smiled and continued, after all, sharing a room with a demon. No one can guarantee her soul won't be tainted. Duke Constance hesitated, clearly unwilling. After a long pause, he voiced his concern. I heard that demon is currently locked up at Holy Island Academy. The king's tone softened. Don't worry. He's confined in the underground detention room at Holy Island Academy, with barriers set by the cardinal and guarded by the finest knights. Your daughter won't be harmed by the demon again. Go now. The carriage from Holy Island Academy is already waiting in the palace square. Though Duke Constance still had doubts, hearing the king's command, he could only follow the guards away. And so Bailey came in a daze and left the palace in a daze. She looked up at Duke Constance. She looked a bit lost. No suitcase, no change of clothes. She still had medicine on her neck, wrapped in bandages, and couldn't speak. She sighed to herself, pointed at her dress, signaling she had no clean clothes. Duke Constance paused, then gave Bailey a hug. He gently patted her head. Dear Bartholomew, I'll miss you too. Your mother doesn't know about this yet. When she finds out, she'll freak out. Bailey already wanted to freak out. Giving up the struggle, she waved goodbye to Duke Constance, then turned and climbed into the carriage. Silver moonlight spilled onto the quiet road. A carriage slowly rolled out of the castle. Inside the spacious, comfortable carriage, Bailey sat on the edge, completely still, her gaze fixed on the figure nearby. He had his eyes closed, breathing calmly, seeming to be in a light sleep. From his looks and clothes, Bailey guessed he was the male lead from the original story, the heir to the throne, the one the original heroine ultimately chose, Prince Lyle Elvis. Remembering all his bad temper in the book, she silently scooted further into the corner, keeping her distance, afraid to disturb his rest. Suddenly, the carriage jolted hard. The dozing boy lurched sideways, and she instinctively reached out to steady him. Bailey meant to steady him, but the moment her fingers touched his shoulder, the boy's eyes snapped open. With a cold gleam, startled, Bailey yanked her hand back. An awkward silence fell. Bailey didn't dare look at him again, just stared at her own fingers. Inside, she was almost glad her throat was hurt, so she couldn't speak. The boy suddenly spoke up, his voice cool. Eric, who's in the carriage? The person outside answered quickly, Your Highness, that's Miss Bartholomew, of the Constance family. His Majesty arranged for her to ride with you on the way to St. Island Academy for treatment. Unfortunately, Miss Bartholomew has a throat injury, so she couldn't speak. So she can't chat with you, but if you want to talk, just call for Eric. Eric is on duty 24/7. The boy stared at her, frowning slightly. Treatment. Is your injury serious? Serious, given that her neck had been snapped. It was pretty serious. But after Dr. Cassius's treatment, she was mostly healed. She didn't think it was that bad, or that she needed to go to St. Island Academy. But who would dare defy the king's orders? So after a moment's thought, Bailey nodded quietly. Cyril looked at the girl, thin as paper, a flicker of complex emotion in his eyes. Silence fell again. He shifted his gaze to the curtain outside the carriage, watching the trees recede. Lost in thought. After some time, Bailey was woken by the sound of waves. When she opened her eyes, they had already reached the island. As the boat docked, the prince's servant Eric got busy. He dragged heavy suitcases out of the cabin, wiping sweat from his brow now and then. Meanwhile, the owner of those suitcases stood on the dock, looking annoyed. Eric, can you hurry up? Eric looked up and said with a wry smile, Your Highness, these cases are yours, so they're way too valuable. I have to handle them carefully, so I don't damage your things. Cyril frowned and said nothing more. He glanced around restlessly. On the other side, Bailey was also looking around, barely able to hide her excitement and curiosity. Miss Bartholomew. A man's voice interrupted her thoughts. Bailey paused, then turned to look. A man in white had appeared behind her, smiling at her. Seeing her confusion, the man in white replied, I'm you, a messenger from the Holy Cathedral. I'm here to take you to the healer's dormitory. Please follow me. After a quick goodbye to the two on the dock, Bailey followed the man in white away from the pier. She walked behind the white-clad messenger, calmly crossing the colonnaded square. Her gaze didn't wander out of curiosity. She tried to keep a low profile. Suddenly, a cheerful laugh rang out from the crowd in the corner. Bailey looked up. She gave that group a quick, subtle glance, but unexpectedly met a gaze full of strong emotion. That pink figure, having heard the people around her talking, also looked over out of curiosity. Her signature pink hair and striking features made Bailey quickly confirm in her mind. This girl was the original novel's heroine, Susanna. Right now, the way the original heroine looked at her was somehow full of fear, because the Holy Island had limited spots. It was almost every 3 or 5 years that 1 or 2 new students arrived. So when someone pointed at the 2 figures in the arcade of the square and said excitedly, as if discovering a new continent, Look there. The Holy Cathedral's messenger is leading a little lamb. Everyone looked in that direction. It really was the Holy Cathedral's messenger in white in the arcade, followed by a girl wearing fancy clothes, with long golden hair. That little lamb looks pretty cold. Lance is in big trouble, someone added lightly, drawing laughter from the crowd. On the stone steps, surrounded by people, was a boy with short maple red hair. He lifted his eyelids and glanced in the direction everyone was talking about. Meanwhile, Susanna was scared pale by the new student everyone was talking about. That new student they were talking about. That person was Bartholomew, her stepsister. But how could that be? Her father and mother had clearly promised her that even if Bartholomew returned to the Constance family, their love for her wouldn't change. And the spot at the Holy Island Academy, had they changed their minds? Thinking about it, Susanna's heartbeat quickened. Even though she didn't have noble blood, after all these years, she already saw herself as a Constance, a member of the family, even an heir. If only her sister were still out there. The thought crept into her mind. Susanna sat stiffly on the stone steps for a long time. The dessert in her hand fell to the ground, and she didn't even notice. Bailey was led to the top floor of the dormitory, in front of an attic room. Since there are no empty rooms in the academy, we'll have to ask you to stay here for now. The messenger, you explained. Seeing the girl had no objections, he smiled slightly. Miss Bartholomew, you must be hungry. Please rest in your room for now. Someone will bring food and clothes soon. With that, he politely took his leave. A little while later, food and fresh clothes were delivered to the room. Bailey shook out the clothes and laid them flat. She saw a white undershirt, a full black dress, and a black and white headscarf. This looked more like the clothes the nun who delivered the items was wearing. She felt a bit puzzled. She lifted the lid of the food box nearby, ate quietly, and gradually accepted the current situation. After all, if she wanted to find a way back, the teleportation magic books in the Holy Island Academy library would be a better bet. So she needed to seize this treatment opportunity and search properly. Just as she was thinking, two knocks came from the door. Bailey opened the door and saw the same nun who had brought her clothes and food earlier, standing there with another tray. The nun smiled at her, set the fruit plate on the table. "Miss Bartholomew, this is your afternoon tea." During the first meal delivery, the nun seemed a bit wary of Bailey, but by the second delivery, she had relaxed, gradually showing her cheerful and talkative nature. Seeing that Bailey had no luggage, the nun offered to ask what she needed, and then went on to share some info about Holy Island Academy. It was through the nun's introduction that Bailey got a general idea of the academy, including the magical lock on the hallway outside the attic room. A magical lock? Bailey deliberately looked surprised and confused, signaling her to say more about it. "Oh, right. Yes. The magical lock on the hallway keeps you from leaving the attic room, but it also protects you from harm." The nun seemed to think of something, and her expression turned strange, but she quickly recovered. In short, the moment she stepped into that attic room, her freedom was restricted. Looks like she'll have to play it by ear. But for now, the most important thing was to get some good rest. With that thought, Bailey lay down to catch up on sleep. But her sleep was restless. In her dream, someone seemed to lean over and whisper something in her ear. Was it a dream? With that thought, she calmed down. But then someone reached out and gently, slowly traced her cheek. Their fingertip finally stopped at her lips. Feeling the cold touch, she was startled. She tried to get up, but couldn't control her limbs. She was as weak as a fish on a cutting board, only able to tremble slightly, waiting for something terrible to happen. But nothing happened. There was only a vague whisper, and sighs mixed in with it. The dream stretched on endlessly. Finally, that person gently kissed her. For a moment, all the blood in her body stopped flowing, and only her heart raced wildly. The air around her grew thin, and a feeling of suffocation set in. Her consciousness fell into darkness, sinking deeper and deeper. When she woke up again, it was already daylight. Bailey looked at the unfamiliar surroundings and instinctively grabbed the pillow and threw it hard toward the bed. Seeing the pillow hit nothing, she realized she was already living at Holy Island Academy. Bailey wiped the cold sweat from her forehead and slowly sat up. Only then did she snap out of it. Right, the magic lock. Bailey remembered something, pushed open the door and headed down the hallway. The hallway looked the same as when she arrived, but as she got closer to the stairs, a faint white barrier appeared. Bailey touched it with her finger. Her fingertip met a wall. If this magic lock really could keep people in or out, then that strange dream she had was probably a sexy dream. Feeling a little embarrassed, Bailey raised a hand and touched her nose, looking down with an awkward expression. Soft footsteps came from below. Bailey looked down the stairs and saw Sister Lisa holding a basket. She was bringing breakfast as usual. After Bailey finished breakfast, Lisa took a letter from under the linen cloth in the basket and set it on the corner of the table. "A letter for you, Miss Bartholomew." Hearing this, Bailey picked up the letter from the table. While she opened the envelope and read the letter, Lisa quickly cleared the dishes. "If you want to reply, you can give it to me at lunch or dinner." Lisa left after saying that. The attic room fell silent again. Bailey looked at the whole page of caring questions, and an idea came to her. She took out some stationery and wrote quickly in a tone of complaint and playfulness. "Couldn't sleep last night, had weird dreams all night. And my only space is this tiny, cramped attic room. It keeps reminding me of my days in Thorn Prison." Finally, she wrote that she was really interested in the St. Island Academy library and wished she could go see it. Looking at her own full page of complaints, Bailey forced a smile. She put the letter back in the envelope and gave it to Lisa at lunch. In the undisturbed silence, time slipped away quietly. Before she knew it, night had fallen. Even though Bailey didn't plan on sleeping so early, when the last ray of sunlight faded, even if she hadn't done anything all day, exhaustion washed over her. So she had to crawl into bed early. Without even realizing it, she fell into a deep dream. The nightmare came again. She still couldn't wake up from her sleep, as if held down by an invisible weight. But this time, Bailey clearly felt someone holding her tightly. That person's body was cold as ice. She couldn't help but shiver. Bailey tried to stay calm, telling herself it was just a dream, while focusing on waking up as fast as she could. She could even feel the other person's breath pressing against her from behind. Then an arm wrapped around her waist. Her head was buzzing. Her breathing grew uneven. Her heart raced, like it was about to jump out of her chest. She couldn't open her eyes, and could only feel the cold fingers tracing along her waistline in the dark. Something cold and damp on her back kept touching her, gently and randomly. Bailey kept reminding herself it was a dream, but was also terrified by how real it felt. The more she tried to struggle and escape, the stiffer her body became, like someone was choking her, making it hard to breathe. After that, everything that happened in the dream made her hair stand on end. He wrapped his arm around her waist and flipped her over. Then, he gently nibbled on her lips. His lips lingered on hers for a moment, then slowly moved from the corner of her mouth to her chin, trailing down her neck, finally melting into the rosy curve below her collarbone. A jolt of electric tingles shot through her. Her heart skipped a beat. She instinctively wanted to push him away, but she couldn't move at all. All she could feel was being held tight, unable to budge an inch. Her heart pounded faster and faster, like it was about to leap out of her chest. Suddenly, he let her go. The next second, she felt herself being shoved, and she hit the ground hard. A knock came from outside the door. The nightmare's pressure vanished instantly. The pain snapped her awake. Bailey opened her eyes and turned her head to look at the bedside. But no one was there. She blinked, dazed, and sat up angrily, propping herself up. "Miss Bartholomew, it's time for your treatment." Messenger Yu's voice came from outside the door. She snapped back to reality, pushed down her anger, quickly got up and tittied herself, then followed Messenger Yu out of the attic room, down the stairs, through a quiet, long path. Bailey realized their final destination was a church, led by Messenger Yu. Bailey stepped inside the church. The church was dimly lit. 3 cardinals sat on the church chairs, talking in low voices. At Messenger Yu's instruction, the girl knelt on a leather cushion, palms together. In a prayer pose, rows of candles were lit inside the church. Obvious pity showed on their faces, but deep in their eyes was nothing but indifference. "Bartholomew Constance, we know of the misfortune you've suffered. The Holy Academy will use healing power to help you find your voice." As his words faded, Messenger Yu took a vial of holy water from the left cardinal. He stepped down and came to the girl's side. "Miss Bartholomew, please drink the holy water." Looking at the potion shoved in her face, Bailey couldn't help but swallow. She knew she came to St. Island Academy for treatment, but didn't expect it to happen so fast. She thought the purification process would take at least a month. But on the very first day she arrived, before even 2 days had passed, they dragged her in for treatment. But she still wanted to find a way back home with magic here. Bailey suddenly felt the situation was tricky. A staff struck the ground with a sudden, sharp sound. Bailey was still hesitating, not reacting in time. Her body, kneeling on the cushion, suddenly went stiff. She couldn't control it, her mouth opened. They were going to force her to drink it. Bailey's eyes widened in surprise. Messenger Yu lowered his gaze, avoiding the girl's eyes, keeping a faint smile on his face. As he slowly poured the holy water into her mouth, a bitter liquid was poured into her mouth. She wanted to spit it out, but her body felt tightly bound, unable to budge an inch. The liquid had already slid down her throat into her stomach. The cold holy water turned as hot as lava. Bailey's forehead beaded with cold sweat. She didn't know what would happen next. She just felt her stomach churning over and over. Then a piercing pain shot up from her chest. It spread through her whole body in an instant. Her heart felt like it was being squeezed by an invisible hand. Crushed, kneaded, and torn. The next second, her body, stiff as stone, suddenly came back under her control. She couldn't hold back the urge to vomit anymore. Bailey shoved Messenger Yu away. She bent over and threw up the tasteless, odorless holy water after going down her throat and coming back up, had turned black as ink. The black liquid hissed as it corroded the floor. Soon it turned into black mist and vanished, leaving only a small dent in the ground. 1 drop, 2 drops, 3 drops of bright red blood flowed from her nose and mouth. They dripped onto the floor, more and more. She felt like she was dying. Why did her body hurt so much? Was that holy water poison? Bartholomew was a noble, the young lady of the Constance family. Bailey didn't understand why this was happening. The three people on the steps whispered to each other. Their voices turned into a blurry buzz in Bailey's ears. Boom! The church bell rang out in the night. It struck 12 times. Everything went blurry before her eyes. All she could hear besides the bell were faint, hoarse screams of agony. When she came to again, she was back in the attic room. Bailey cleared her throat. To her surprise, she could speak again. Realizing she had misjudged the senior midge from the Holy Academy, Bailey sat up in bed with a start. She silently apologized, but also felt a bit incredulous. She got excited for a moment, then remembered something. And her mood immediately sank. Being able to talk also meant she had to leave St. Island Academy. Her voice was healed too fast. She had no chance to go to the library and look for a way back. Was her only option to go back to the Earl and Countess and ask them to remove Susanna from the St. Island Academy roster? Wouldn't that be too risky? As she was stressing over it, hurried footsteps approached. The attic door was thrown open. Bailey froze for a second, then met the nun's anxious gaze. Seeing Bailey was safe, the nun's expression relaxed, and she let out a sigh of relief. Thank goodness. What happened? Why the rush? The passageway's magic was broken, the nun replied, then quickly realized something. She smiled in surprise. Miss Bartholomew, you can speak. You said the magic lock was undone? Oh, yes? Lisa snapped back to reality and nodded quickly. She continued, when I came upstairs, the magic lock was already gone. Luckily, nothing happened. I just don't know why the magic lock was undone. Maybe because my voice is back to normal. It also means I have to leave St. Island Academy. So the messenger removed the magic lock early. Leaving this soon? The girl nodded. Yes, probably leaving today. Lisa was stunned for a moment. Then a hint of reluctance appeared on her face. She couldn't help but sigh. We were just getting close. Hearing this, the girl smiled slightly. There's a place I've always wanted to see. Lisa, before I get on the ship back, take me there later. After they agreed to go out together. While the girl was in the bathroom washing up, Lisa quickly and neatly made her bed. A few things fell out of the blanket and hit the floor. Lisa stopped. She bent down and picked them up. They were 3 red and 1 white. For sad-faced Teru Teru Bazu dolls, strung together with black thread. Miss Bartholomew made these. Lisa muttered in confusion. She didn't think much of it. She casually set the 4 dolls on the table. Belly tittied up a bit, then left the attic room with Lisa. On the way, Belly quickly noticed that the academy had way fewer people than the day they arrived. So few people today. Where did everyone go? Lisa looked around. After a moment, it dawned on her. Because today's a day off. Most people went to Losha Island. Losha Island is usually uninhabited, only on days off. Do all the shops on the island open? Students can buy things at Losha Island that Holy Island Academy doesn't have. As she trailed off, she seemed to think of something. Lisa's voice suddenly got quieter. She talked too much about Losha Island. What if Bartholomew got interested and wanted to check it out through the teleportation circle? Luckily, the girl beside her still had a calm expression on her pretty face. She clearly had no interest in the trinkets on Losha Island. Before they knew it, the two arrived at the library of Holy Island Academy. Looking at the building, the girl's green eyes flickered slightly. Can we go inside? The library? Of course. Lisa smiled and linked arms with her as they walked toward the entrance. With Lisa leading the way, Belly walked into the Holy Island Academy library. As soon as they stepped inside, the light dimmed by half. Rows of wooden bookshelves were filled with neatly arranged parchment books. The library had 3 floors. Lisa lowered her voice and said to her, "Let's just look around this floor," meaning the books on the 2nd and 3rd floors were off limits to them. Belly nodded. She walked around and found only casual storybooks. She quietly glanced toward the stairwell. Then she looked at Lisa. She had already taken a book off the shelf. Opening it, she looked back. Her eyes met Belly's. Lisa immediately smiled. She held up the storybook to show her. Belly gave a small smile. She was thinking of an excuse to leave Lisa for a bit so she could sneak upstairs. A large, broad figure appeared. He stopped in front of Lisa and said something quietly. He also blocked the view. Belly seized the moment. She quickly glanced around, then turned and quietly went upstairs. When she reached the 2nd floor, she looked up and saw an old man. in a robe sitting guard at the door. Seeing someone at the door, Belly paused. She was a little nervous, but she quickly calmed down. The old man just looked at her. He didn't say anything. Belly had to look away. Ignoring his gaze, she walked straight through the door. As she passed him, the old man didn't stop her. He watched her with an amused look. His fingers tapped lightly on the armrest, making a steady tapping sound. Soon, a thud was heard. The girl in the nun outfit hit an invisible wall. Belly winced in pain. She groaned and raised her hand to her forehead. From behind her left came the old man's gleeful laugh. New nun. The second floor is for students only. Belly rubbed her slightly swollen forehead and rolled her eyes in annoyance. Under the nun's hood, she caught a glimpse of silky, shiny golden hair. The old man's cloudy eyes opened wide. Hey, nun. He leaned his hunched back forward. If you're interested in magic, I've got some spellbooks hidden away. Perfect for someone who's never studied magic. The nun turned around. What kind of magic books? She asked, looking at her smooth face. The old man touched his own wrinkled, sagging hand. He lowered his voice. The scrolls are at my place. You can come by tonight. Before he could finish, the nun's eyes suddenly darkened. Her cold green eyes blazed like fire. The old man, getting no response, tried to speak again. The next second, he felt someone grab his neck. An incredible force squeezed tight. He frantically clawed at his throat. The force seemed to lift him up. His whole body slowly rose from the chair. Just then, voices and slightly messy footsteps came from the stairs. Someone was heading up to the second floor. Belly felt dazed for a moment. As she snapped back, she heard a thud. The old man, who was talking just a second ago, fell to the ground. He let out a painful, hoarse scream. Hearing the old man's scream, the footsteps on the stairs paused for a moment. Then they sped up. Soon, two figures appeared at the entrance of the second-floor library. It was Prince Cyril and the heroine, Susanna. The two arrived on the second floor. They rushed to the old man hunched on the ground. Cyril's eyes swept over the nun. His expression didn't change at all. But he paused for a moment. He clearly recognized Bartholomew. After checking the old man, Susanna breathed a sigh of relief. No life-threatening injuries. Cyril nodded. Then he finally looked at Bartholomew, seeing her in a nun's habit. He frowned slightly. What happened? Belly looked at the old man trembling on the ground. I don't know. Susanna heard the conversation. She looked up toward the voice. That's when she saw Bartholomew in her nun's outfit. She couldn't help but gasp. Then she quickly turned her head back. She hid the panic on her face. She didn't see me. Just go. Get out of here. Susanna silently prayed over and over. But the trembling old man suddenly grabbed her hand. Susanna was startled. She looked down and saw his cloudy eyes wide open. In a voice only she could hear, he said, She is a monster. Then the old man passed out. What a hassle, Cyril sighed. Then he crouched down and hoisted the unconscious old man onto his back. I'm heading to the healing center first. I'll come with you, Susanna quickly added. She stood up, about to follow Prince Cyril. But before she could take a step, a slightly cold voice stopped her. Susanna. Susanna froze in place. Bailey pointed toward the second-floor library. Then she forced a friendly smile. Do you know how I can get in there? The second floor has advanced magic books. Susanna's eyes darted away. That's not important. Bailey's smile faded a little. Then she smiled again. I just want to take a look inside. Nothing else. Hearing Bartholomew's words, Susanna looked uncomfortable, as if she was wary of this unfamiliar older girl getting into magic knowledge. But she didn't want to anger her. So she instinctively looked up at Cyril, hoping he'd say something to help her out. But Cyril wasn't looking at her. He was just staring at the hallway. Looking tired of waiting, he said, Take your time. I'm taking him first. With that, he headed downstairs without looking back. Disappointment flickered in Susanna's eyes, noticing Bartholomew was still watching her. She bit her lip. She spoke hesitantly to get in. The second floor, you need a school badge. She pulled out a black badge from her pocket, engraved with an intricate design. This is my school badge. She paused, hesitating, as if it was hard to say. Sister Bartholomew, can you give it back after you're done? Of course. Bailey didn't hold back. She immediately took the badge from her hand. It won't be long, because I should be heading back to Santos today. Susanna heard this, and for a moment she looked stunned. The shock turned into barely hidden excitement. as if realizing her reaction was off. She quickly suppressed it. "I'll get going then, Sister Bartholomew." She waved happily, then turned and left. Her steps felt lighter. Bailey held the badge in her hand and made it into the second-floor library. She walked down the central aisle, past row after row of bookshelves, until she reached the section labeled Teleportation Magic. Bailey stopped. She ignored the beginner teleportation books and reached for the intermediate ones on the shelf. She pulled out one book, flipped through a couple of pages quickly, and realized intermediate teleportation magic had nothing to do with her returning to her original world. She put the book back, looked up, and set her sights on the top shelf, where the advanced teleportation books were. But the shelf was too high. She had to stand on her tiptoes and stretch her arm, just to barely reach the top book. Suddenly, she caught a glimpse of someone. She turned around and saw, by a nearby bookshelf, Prince Cyril holding a book. With a blank expression, he reached out and pressed something on the side of the shelf. A book slid out from the shelf and floated down slowly. Cyril grabbed the book. He glanced down at it. Then he suddenly spoke, "High-level teleportation magic. What are you looking at that for?" Just curious, Bailey walked over to him, a little confused. She carefully examined where he had just pressed. That's when she noticed small grids carved into the side of the shelf. They clearly matched the shelf's rows and columns. Realizing this, Bailey quickly reached out. She pressed all the high-level teleportation books on the top shelf. Several books slowly floated down, hovering in the air. "Ha, I knew it." Bailey smirked, seeing Cyril still watching her. She blinked her green eyes. Then she added, "I just never had a good chance before. Actually, I'm really interested in teleportation magic." Cyril let out a cold laugh and looked away. If someone with low magic tries high-level teleportation, the spell will drain their own power. It's very dangerous. "Bartholomew, do you even have a foundation in basic teleportation magic?" Hearing his question, Bailey hesitated and shook her head. "You don't know the incantations or spells for basic teleportation, and you can't even use or control your magic." He put the book back on the shelf. Then he leaned down beside Bartholomew, lowering his voice. He said, just loud enough for the two of them to hear, "Whatever your plan is, don't waste your time. Before anyone notices something's off about you, get back to Santos." He was blunt. His tone was even a little impatient. Bailey's face showed a hint of suspicion. She'd had a strange feeling earlier that she couldn't quite explain. Now that feeling was even clearer. She didn't know why, but Susanna seemed to resist her learning magic. Cyril hadn't thought about it before. After taking the old man to the healing center, he felt the same way as Susanna. Could Susanna have said something to him? But she didn't have time to think about it. Instead of trying to figure Cyril out, it was more important to focus on finding useful teleportation magic. "Your Highness," Bailey answered simply and clearly. Then she smoothed her black dress, sat down on the floor, opened the book, and focused all her attention on it. Seeing her unfazed reaction, it was like punching a pillow. Cyril frowned slightly, but didn't say anything else. He took a deep breath, then sat on the floor like Bartholomew, and started flipping through the magic book in his hand. They were a meter apart. No one spoke. Gradually, the only sound in the silent library was the rustling of pages. Bailey didn't read as carefully as Cyril. She looked at the table of contents first, found the chapter that might be relevant, then flipped to that page and skimmed it. It didn't take long. One after another, she finished reading advanced teleportation books, then put them back. Cyril sat nearby, watching Bartholomew flip through books quickly and put them back one by one. He quickly realized she wasn't being stubborn. She wasn't trying to challenge high-level teleportation magic. She was looking for something. And from her frustrated, annoyed expression, it was clear she hadn't found it. When Bartholomew put the last advanced teleportation book back in its place, she walked up to Cyril. "Prince Cyril, since we still have some time, can you tell me what I need to get to the third floor of the library?" Hearing her question, Cyril looked up at her with a strange expression. "I spent 4 years at St. Island Academy, and I never found a way upstairs. No one's ever opened the third floor. If that's the case, that's a real shame." Then the two of them walked out of the library one after the other. Since she hadn't found Sister Lisa, Bailey stretched her slightly sore arms, thinking about what to do next. The sun was almost setting, And no one had told her to go to the dock for the boat. Guess she wasn't leaving the island today. Your Highness, there's this too. Bailey handed Cyril Susanna's academy badge, asking him to return it for her. Cyril looked at the badge and said flatly, "You two are sisters. Plus, I just got the notice today about being paired with Miss Susanna for the assignment." They weren't really close, but in Bailey's eyes, they were bound to get married sooner or later. So she already saw them as a locked-in old married couple. So she held the badge out further toward Cyril. "Compared to me, her sister, Susanna would be even happier to see His Highness." Cyril's eyes flickered slightly. He didn't say anything else. He took the badge. They silently agreed to part ways. Just as he turned to leave, someone called out from afar, "Your Highness Cyril," along with an unfamiliar voice. A man in armor hurried toward them. He was walking fast. When the knight reached them, Cyril asked, "What's going on?" The knight glanced at the nun standing nearby. He paused for a moment. He held back what he was about to say. Bailey knew she shouldn't stay. So after a quick goodbye to Cyril, she turned and left. Once the nun was out of sight, the knight said, "Your Highness, His Majesty the King sent word that he arranged a ferry back to Santos for you tonight." "No," Cyril refused without a second thought. He said, "The school year just started. I'm busy. Write back to my father and tell him if he's planning another boring event, it can wait until after my classes end." The knight hesitated for a moment. He leaned closer to Cyril. He lowered his voice and explained, "Your Highness, you misunderstand. It's not an event, it's Santos. The cardinal stationed at Saint Island Academy has lost contact with His Majesty. After searching today, they found that, besides the 3 cardinals, 1 envoy is also missing. That makes 4 people in total. The news is being kept under wraps for now. It hasn't spread yet." Hearing this, Cyril's brow immediately furrowed. His expression darkened. Not only are they envoys of the Holy See, powerful mages from various countries, but the cardinals are the top representatives of magical power. If they could go missing on Saint Island Academy grounds, it can only mean something terrifying has infiltrated the school. Cyril's face turned serious. "How long have they been missing? Who was the last person to see them?" "One day. I've already sent the knights to search in secret." "Don't worry, Your Highness." The knight continued, "His Majesty is very worried about you. He hopes you can take tonight's ferry and leave Saint Island Academy for now." By then, Bayberry had already walked quite far. But the 2 men's hushed conversation behind her, she could still hear clearly. Ever since she went to the church and drank a bottle of holy water and went through a healing purification, Bayberry had felt undeniable changes in her body. Could the holy water have unlocked Bartholomew's body's potential? Bayberry had her doubts about this. But she didn't have time to think it over, because the 2 behind her mentioned the missing 3 cardinals and 1 envoy. Those 4 people. Could they be the 3 bishops and the envoy who healed her throat last night? Thinking this, Bayberry felt uneasy. When she got back to the attic room, she was already hungry. It wasn't until it was completely dark that Lisa finally brought dinner. Bayberry took the meal basket, set the food on the table and started eating. But every single thing tasted weird. She only took 2 bites, then put down her fork and started eating the fruit after the meal. She quietly kept her eyes on Lisa. Lisa stood by the floor-to-ceiling window, staring out blankly. She was acting really off, completely different from her energetic self this morning. "Lisa," Bayberry called her softly. Lisa's shoulders flinched, and she turned around as if startled. "Sorry. I was spacing out. What is it?" When she saw her face, Bayberry was a little surprised. Lisa's eyes were red, like she'd been crying. She had her arms crossed, and her fingertips were trembling slightly, like she was scared of something. Seeing this, Bayberry was confused. "Lisa, you don't look so good. What happened?" Lisa's shoulders tensed, and something flickered in her eyes. She lowered her arms from her chest and said with a smile, "I'm fine. Nothing's wrong." Even though she smiled, it was a stiff grin that looked worse than crying. Since she didn't want to talk, Bayberry didn't push it. She calmly nodded. "I'm done eating." Lisa came over to clean up and looked at the barely touched dinner on the table, as if something just hit her. She started to say. She said nervously, "Miss Bartholomew, let me make you a new one." "No, it's fine. I'm not hungry." Bayberry stood up and helped put the fork and leftover food back into the basket. Getting closer, she finally saw the red mark on Lisa's left cheek. It was slightly swollen and looked more like a handprint. But just as Bayberry took a second look, Lisa quickly turned her face away, hiding the swollen side. Bayberry looked away and said, "Lisa, you must be tired. Go get some rest." Lisa nodded, picked up the basket and silently turned to leave. Her walk down the stairs seemed a bit off. Soon, she disappeared around the corner at the bottom. Bayberry looked away. A lot had happened today, but she had no leads on her own problems, let alone the energy to deal with someone else's. So if Lisa didn't want to talk, she wouldn't pry. She hadn't found a way back on the second floor of the library, so she pinned her hopes on the third floor, which hadn't been opened in a long time. After washing up, she lay down in bed and soon fell into a dream. In the dream, she was also lying in bed, but suddenly a blinding blue-green light appeared. A glowing orb wrapped around her entire body. When she opened her eyes again, she found herself standing in a strange place. Of course, by strange she didn't mean the location, but the weirdness of the space itself. Bayberry looked away and slowly opened the attic door. Instead of stairs going down, she saw a hallway stretching endlessly. Countless doors lined both sides, each with a sign on it. Bailey walked along the hallway, observing. After just a short distance, she stopped at one door sign. Lisa Fran. She gently pushed the door open. The scene instantly changed. A grand wedding was taking place. The bride was Lisa. She wore a white veil, dreamlike and ethereal. The groom beside her gazed at her with a gentle smile. He looked familiar. Bailey stepped closer and recognized him as Messenger U. Lisa and Messenger U were exchanging vows. Then they touched foreheads and kissed each other affectionately. Bailey saw a happy smile on Lisa's face, as if this was the happiest moment of her life. Everyone applauded, offering their best wishes to the couple. Lisa on the platform suddenly looked at Bailey. "Bartholomew, dear friend, catch my bouquet." Lisa laughed, her voice full of joy. Bailey had no idea what was going on. She was a little stunned by Lisa's words, then nodded. "Oh, okay." Then a bouquet wrapped in white lace was tossed. It flew through the air, and Bailey instinctively reached out to catch it. She caught the bouquet. It landed in her arms, but felt strangely heavy, like a solid ball. She looked down and saw a human skull hidden among the flowers. For a moment, her heart seemed to stop. Fear spread from her feet through her whole body. Bailey screamed and threw the bouquet far away. Then she spun around, yanked the door open, and ran out of the room without looking back. Back in the hallway, she leaned against the cold wall, her heart still pounding wildly. She took deep breaths, trying to calm down. It took a while before she finally steadied herself. Could it be that behind this door was Lisa's dream? And now she could go through every door in the hallway, into other people's dreams? With that thought, Bailey wiped the thin sweat from her forehead, took a deep breath, and kept walking forward. She walked down the endless hallway, looking at the signs on each door as she went. Soon, Bailey stopped in front of another door. This time, the sign read Library, First Floor. Her heart leaped with excitement. With a bold guess in mind, she opened the door and stepped inside. The scene was exactly the same as the real library's first floor, but the stairs to the second floor were gone. Her guess was confirmed. Bailey quickly backed out of that door. If there was a door called Library, First Floor, maybe she could even find a door to the third floor here. She quickened her pace, her eyes darting left and right. Suddenly, a strange door appeared in her field of vision. It stood out sharply from the wooden doors around it. The door was a deep black color. It gave off an inviting aura. Bailey only glanced at it once. She was immediately drawn to that door. A strong feeling seemed to call her toward it. At the same time, the door grew larger in her eyes. She reached out her hand. The moment she touched the door, the scene in front of her suddenly began to spin. When the dizziness and weightlessness faded, she found herself in an unfamiliar place. It was pitch black all around. Air felt damp and cold. A faint flicker of firelight appeared. Someone was talking. "I don't have any food on me. Just one piece of candy. Here you go. Are you cold? Do you have any injuries?" a girl's voice asked. Thanks." Another voice, a boy's, replied. The girl seemed a little worried. She explained, "My servant made a mistake and got locked up. I'm worried she'll go hungry and get sick tonight. So I gave her all the food and clothes I brought. And no, it's okay, 'cause my FR friend came to find me." "Friend? The girl repeated his word, confused. After a moment, she asked, "Where's your friend?" In my hand." The girl let out a surprised "Huh? So the friend you were talking about is a butterfly." The firelight suddenly moved closer to her. It made her eyes sting. Bailey looked toward the light. She saw a familiar pink figure, staring at her curiously. A cold hand gently touched Bailey's back. The boy let out a short, low laugh. He said, "Why yes,